well then you look farther back. Hello, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
My face looks so big compared to yours. You have to come forward a little bit, please. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday morning. Welcome to episode 4 of Coffee and a Card. And I believe this is episode 3 of Stamping with Zara and Raheem.
Yeah.
So, for those of you that haven't seen this dapper guy on my videos before and have maybe just started watching recently, we did a stint, I think it started on World Card Making Day, where it was completely Raheem's idea to jump on and do a live with me. So I think that video might have gotten more engagement than any of my other videos ever. And so we did it again, I think maybe the following month, and then we dropped off. So the pandemic happened, things got busy, and I'm not quite sure. You were probably really happy that I didn't invite you back, but I had just forgotten because that's what I do. So anyway, we've been getting some messages. I've gotten a couple of messages asking, when is Raheem coming to stamp with you again? So we decided that would happen today. So this is kind of our date. This is like our alone time in the house. We've asked the kids to just, handle. What's that?
I have some other ideas for it. Yeah.
He has some other ideas for what a date would look like. Although in a pandemic, it's really just like find a different spot in the house and be alone. So we're going to be crafting together. And this is kind of part of our Valentine's date. And so the way that it works when Raheem and I stamp together is obviously we're each making a card. And so I kind of walk him through how to do whatever needs to be done for the card, and then he follows. So you'll see some of the steps repeated. So you'll see it done twice. And I think that's really good for people who might be relatively newish to stamping, or who just like, if you find that I go a little bit too fast, you get to see the steps happening twice over. There's nothing really fancy or complicated, no like major techniques happening today. I tried to keep it a little bit. So see all the people that are jumping on right now. This doesn't happen. So good morning, Denise, Aviva, Brenda, Selena, Michelle. I see some other names pop up, but I won't call you out unless you want to say hello. Good morning, Joy. Debbie, oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, this doesn't happen. This does not happen on a Sunday morning. So
you're going to publicly tell me what to do, and I would turn in to watch that too.
Would you? You would tune it. I think, no, it's, you know what? You're a good sport and you're a great stamper. So
wow. So
anyway, let me just tell you a few things. I need to give you guys some updates. So last weekend was the day after my stamp camp. Hello, Denise. Raheem's going to win today. Okay, so there's no competition here in stamping, no, but he is competitive. And especially because today's the Super Bowl, there's just this like buzz happening in our house. And quite frankly, I'm just in it for the food. So that's all I've been thinking about is what are we going to eat today? Anyways, I did tell you guys last weekend on Sunday that I was going to be doing my roots. My hairdresser had dropped off a root touch-up kit, and then you guys are probably looking at this thinking, wow, she did a really crappy job of her roots. Well, I didn't get them done. So I don't know. I'm not even sure I'm going to do them anytime soon. I'm feeling a bit lazy. And also... You're feeling lazy too, yeah. So sorry, I didn't mean to hopefully I didn't strike a nerve there. Also, our bathroom is like white, like it's like white marble and white counters, and my hair obviously is not. So I'm a little bit nervous about the mess I might make. So he's like, you could do it in the basement bathroom, and then you can also shower there and just keep your mess down there, which is just not that tempting for me. Okay, I promise we will get, oh, thank you, Brenda. I'm assuming you're talking about my hair. I don't know. Okay, let me tell you. Today is National Send a Card Day. I felt like that was kind of serendipity that it fell on today when we do Coffee and a Card. So if you are part of my Facebook group, I put up a post this morning saying, show us your cards. Like just post a picture of a card. It can be something you've already made that's in your stash that you're going to pull and send to a friend. It could be the envelope sealed, but obviously you don't want to share the address, but just join our group first of all if you haven't already, and I'll put a link up in this post. And then if you post a picture of the card or cards that you're going to be sending out, you're going to be entered into a drawing for some Happy Mail. Okay, so I'll send you a Happy Mail package. And I have a few friends in mind that I would like to send cards out to. I have some birthdays that I'm a little bit late with. I have a couple of friends that are dealing with some really hard times right now, and so I want to send them a card to let them know that I'm thinking about them. So I encourage you, make a card. If you don't have a lot of stamping supplies, just pull out a piece of cardstock or paper or something, draw a cute little picture, write a note, print it off from the computer, just send a card to somebody. I think that, we all know the power of sending handmade cards to people. So I encourage you to participate in National Send a Card to a Friend Day. Try and say that 5 times fast, but don't actually. Okay, so you guys know I always have a story to share, and I didn't ask Raheem's permission about sharing this story to tell you guys something so funny. So yesterday, and I promise we will get to the crafting in like 4 minutes, okay? So yesterday, so Raheem and Jamil, my middle one, have this kind of ritual. I don't know if it's weekly, maybe every 2 weeks, where they will go to the recycling depot and drop off boxes. So and especially because I had my stamp camp and bingo, there were like several Stampin' Up! And Aviva, I will post it in the Pinksters as well. That's our team group, but I've put up the post right now in my Pretty Inspirations Stamp with Zara Facebook group. So every couple of weeks they go to the recycling depot, and because I had so many boxes from Stampin' Up! And Amazon, and I got a new MacBook, so I had a box from that. So they do this kind of bi-weekly ritual where they'll go and then they get like either Booster Juice or Tim Hortons or Cha Time or like bubble tea, that kind of thing. So anyway, they did that yesterday. I'm so grateful because we had like towers of boxes everywhere. And then they obviously chit chat and do whatever they do, and then they come back. Now he knows the story. So we're sitting at the table. I think Raheem was on his computer. I was doing something. I don't know, maybe I was having breakfast. And all of a sudden, I get this text message from my son, who's like just upstairs. And this is about 20 minutes after they've come home. And he says, "Hi, Mommy." And when he calls me Mommy, it just melts my heart because he's 12 and he's taller than me. So when he calls me Mommy, like Mommy, it just melts me. "You and Daddy would never cheat on each other, would you?" It was like, what happened when you went to the recycling depot? And like, who did you meet? Like, I was just so caught off guard. First of all, that he was like just upstairs and asking me this question. And secondly, that he was asking me this question. And Raheem and I, like, I think, yeah, we have a good relationship or whatever, but how could you even go anywhere right now to meet anybody? So anyway, I said to Raheem, like, where is this coming from? So Raheem starts laughing. So they were playing some sort of game. Was it a game?
Yeah,
do you know what it's called?
No.
It's on his phone?
On his phone.
Okay, so they're playing a game, and you have to, like, it asks you a question, and then you have to answer with something really quickly. Okay, right? Is that how it is? You have to answer something that starts with that letter?
That letter.
So then it's like, can you give a couple of examples of things that it was asking?
What's the state in the U.S. that starts with the letter F? What's food that starts with F? What's the name of a boy that starts with F? And then
what's the name of a girl that starts with F? So Raheem really quickly says Fiona. So Jamil's like, how did you come up with that so quickly? So I should have let you tell the story, but I didn't think you would. You wouldn't have told the story. So anyways, Raheem says Fiona, like really quickly, probably the fastest answer of all of them. And Jamil is like, why'd you say that so quickly? So Raheem says that it was a girl that he used to go to high school with.
No,
or
public school.
Public school with.
School, yeah.
So did you even tell her did you tell him you liked her or anything?
No. Just
named a name. School. But anyways, so it must have been on his mind, this chick Fiona. And Fiona, if you're watching, like there's, you're probably not watching, but anyway, he's going to kill me for this after. But the point was just actually when we had this discussion, it was, we had a little laugh, but really the other piece was that our kids tend to carry things with them. So while we might think that they don't, really listen to what we say or pay attention to what we're saying, they hear things and then they carry it with them. And so we just wanted to make sure that he was okay and stuff. But it was I don't know, sweet and entertaining all at the same time. So I'm sorry, Raheem, but he's never going to come back. Okay, today we are going to be making Valentine's cards for the kids. So I've already designed one. We have 3 kids, and we've got 2 more, and it's kind of inspired by a movie we watched recently. So for those of you that have seen the movie Turbo, it's about a snail, and we watched that recently. The kids had a PA day. And so they watched that on Monday, and all 3 of my kids watched it and really loved it. So it just so happens that we have the cutest little snails in our mini catalog. So we're going to be using those. Okay, I think I'm ready to flip the camera down. I'm seeing like some reactions to our story. So sorry if that offended anyone, but that's just how we roll. So I'm going to flip the camera down, going to share a couple of little announcements with you, and then we're going to get stamping. I hope you guys have your coffee. Raheem and I have matching mugs. I told you guys about this on the first Facebook Live. So good morning, beautiful. Good morning, handsome. And now you're seeing the rotation again. So you're seeing like familiar mugs if you've been joining us for a while. Okay, hang tight. We're going to flip. Ooh la la. Okay. All right. So thank you, Denise. Okay. So here's my host code. And what this means is that if you see any products that you like that we're using today and you don't have a demonstrator and you'd like to order them, you can certainly do that through my online store. This is the website here, zara.stampinup.net. And if you use this host code here, this alphanumeric code, when you are checking out, you're going to get some free goodies from me, okay? So you'll get some awesome Happy Mail from me, which includes an embellishment from the catalog. I just realized I haven't pulled this up on my computer screen, so I'm going to do that really quickly, and then we are going to get started. If I can find this. Here we go. Okay. So I've got this on my computer screen, and I'll try and pay attention to comments. Okay, a bit higher. What needs to be higher? This and this. My friend Denise is always kind of geared, like, awesome. Yeah, she tells me when I'm off the screen and all that stuff. So it's helpful. Okay, so a couple of things. This is our mini catalog, which runs from January to June. It's called the January to June 2021 mini catalog. Has lots of amazing, beautiful stamps, coordinating punches, dies, papers, embellishments, so many beautiful things in here. If you don't have a demonstrator and don't have a catalog, please let me know, and I would be more than happy to pop one in the mail to you if you're in Canada. We also have a smaller booklet, which I can also include for you. This is our Celebration brochure. This promotion runs through to February 28th, so we are down to our last 3 weeks of Celebration. And essentially what this is it's a promotion where you can get a free product for every qualifying order. If you decide to host a party or you place a larger order, you will also get a free stamp set. So this is not included in your rewards. You'll also get rewards on your order. And if you have a long wish list of things, then this is the best time to purchase the Stampin' Up! Starter Kit. And what that means is that you get to choose $165 in product. It can be anything that you want, and you're going to get that for $135, no tax, no shipping in most provinces. You'll also get 5 free packs of designer series paper or beautiful pattern paper, basically a sheet in every single color that we have. Sorry, I mean 4 sheets in every single color. So that's about 240 sheets of paper. That's like an $80 value. You'll also get a paper pumpkin kit. So this is definitely the best deal right now if you're not already a demonstrator, okay? Good morning, Barb. Good morning, Dawn, Sharon. Oh, good morning, everybody. Okay, couple of things that I want to share with you. We do sometimes have products that are out of publication, and we do have a couple of bundles right now. They're called Hey Chick and Hey Birthday Chick. So Hey Chick was a stamp set that came out in Celebration, I think maybe 2 or 3 years ago. There were mixed emotions about it. Some people thought it was just really, they were like wacky and crazy looking chickens, and other people fell in love with it. Turns out that it was actually a really big seller. So they brought back Hey Chick. They now have a coordinating set of dies for Hey Chick. And people must have really loved it because now they've created Hey Birthday Chick and coordinating dies. So these are available until June 30th, but they're not in our catalogs, okay? So you can find out information about this on the website. And I did a recent Facebook Live, I think it was Wednesday, where I actually showed the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set and the dies. Okay. Next thing, if you are on my team, so if you've purchased the starter kit with me, you are going to get the free tutorial bundle. This is the all-star tutorial bundle. There are 12 demonstrators from all over the world, and we each create a project every month, and we do a video tutorial. And so you will get all 12 of these tutorials if you place a $50 or more order with me this month. And we are featuring the Love You Always suite, which has all sorts of gorgeous stamps and dies and papers and embellishments. All right, are you guys ready to get stamping? We are going to be playing with the Snailed It suite, and that is in our mini catalog. It's on pages 54 and 55. There is a one code ordering suite, like a one suite code. If you want to order the whole suite, there's one code that you can enter in, and it's $95, and you'll basically get everything that you see on this page. You'll also get a celebration freebie, okay? And so my hope today is to, well, we're going to be creating Valentines for our kids, but also to inspire you with some ideas for this particular bundle of products. So it's got the Snailed It stamp set, it has coordinating dies, and then it's got some awesome paper embellishments and twine, okay? So we're going to be playing with that. Oh, thank you, Denise. I'm glad that you're enjoying the tutorial bundle. You should have 2 months now, so you've got probably lots to watch on the YouTube videos. This is the designer series paper that you get in that pack, okay? So just created this so that you can see the different patterns of the paper as well as the colors that it coordinates with. So there's little 2x2 samples of each. There are some that have obviously snails on them, lots of little Happy Mail themed images, one with lots of cute mushrooms, and then there are some that just have smaller patterns that make it just that much more versatile. Okay, so you guys always want to see what we are making. So I'm going to show you the card. Before I do that, I do want to tell you that my February card club is going to feature the Snailed It bundle, okay? So if you do purchase this card club, you will get products and projects designed for you featuring the Snailed It bundle, and everything will be kind of cut and prepped for you. You'll get tutorials and lots of goodies in your package. So this is the card that we're going to be making today. And I've prepared a package for Raheem and I. Now what I did is I cut 2 different patterns of the designer series paper. So we're going to let Raheem choose which paper he wants to use.
I'm going.
You want to go? Okay, Raheem's going to go with the Bermuda Bay. I've got a little bit of a... If I find when we start to put this together that it's too bright, I'm going to flip it over and use this side. Does that change things for you?
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah? I just thought because we're doing these for the boys, I've done this one for Amelia.
Okay.
So this one still has pink in it. Not that our boys mind pink, but that's, oh, this has pink in it too. You pick. What do you like?
No, I'll stay with this.
You'll stay with that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do some bright, punchy colors on here. And so I'm going to move over a little bit to give Raheem some space to get closer to me. And hopefully you guys can see us on the screen. And if not, let us know. Hang on. We're going to move this forward a little bit.
Take this out?
You can take that out. Yep. Okay. All right. So the first thing that we are going to start by doing is we're going to burnish our card base. Okay. So just, it's already scored. So I'm just going to burnish on the score line. Yours doesn't have a score line. Sorry. Here. Let me score this. I'm just going to grab my paper trimmer. Oh no, it does have a score line. Never mind. Okay. So do you see that? You remember how to do this? You just fold it and then use your, use the bone folder. The bone folder is one that I think is just an essential to have in your crafting arsenal. I have like 6 of them because I lose things too. Okay, so one of my favorite new dies in the mini catalog is the Stitched with Whimsy. And this is not one that's part of a bundle. It kind of gets a little bit lost in the catalog. It's on pages 72. And there are 6 dies. And basically they create this awesome whimsical stitched border on your cardstock. And they're different sizes. So you can do one on your card base, which is what we're going to do, or your layers, or any of your sentiments. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to use that. If you don't already have these, you are going to want them in your in your crafting supplies. So we're going to grab our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we're going to take our card base and flip it open. And maybe I want the larger one, actually. Okay, so we are going to just put that down, center it, and then put it through and just roll it through.
Cool.
You ready to do this?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to move, not on the inside, it's going to be on the front.
Okay.
Okay? So let me pull these through. Okay. So you can lay it down flat first. Go in a little bit more. You want this part flat on the surface.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. There you go.
All right.
You need the top. That's, oh, whoops. Okay.
And then
Just on a little bit of an angle to just get it. Yeah.
All right.
And then roll it through. Push it. Yeah. There we go. It's hard to do this gracefully with two of us here. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Okay. And you can remove the die, and there we go. So see, it creates this really fun border, which if we do put the white layer inside, you can actually see some of it through the stitching. So it's kind of neat, okay? So that's the Stitched with Whimsy die. So now let's get to our stamping and coloring. So we are going to grab our little piece. I want to just show you some of the dies that are included in this die set. There are 13 dies in here. So we are using this cute little, it looks like a square postage stamp. And that die is in here. And then there are dies that will cut out the snails that are in the stamp set. There's some cute little mushrooms. There are these hearts. This looks like a little letter that you can pop in this awesome envelope. This might be my favorite die, although we're not using it today. So let's start with our stamping. So we are going to start by taking this little snail, and we're going to use Memento because we're going to do some coloring. I don't think I've had Raheem do any coloring on a video before. Have you done coloring with blends?
I don't think so.
Okay. So we're going to use our black Memento, and we're going to ink that up, and then just stamp that straight down. Okay? Press it actually like a little bit harder because I think this, yeah, keep going. Like crush it into there, just because I think that this one needs to be re-inked. Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. Perfect. And then lift it up. Good. Okay. So we can get this out of the way, and then we're going to do some coloring. So we're going to use our Stampin' Blends. These are our alcohol markers. And when you are using Stampin' Blends, you definitely want to use Memento black ink because it will not smudge the ink around. So for Amelia's card, I had done some little hints of pink in here, and my boys actually don't mind pink, but I think for theirs, we're going to change up the colors a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll start coloring, and then you can go in and do the same thing that I've done with the same marker, okay? So we're using gray granite, and I'm just starting by just creating a little bit of an outline here. So I always follow the lines that Stampin' Up! Gives us in the image. And I'm just going to go in with the dark. So you're going to use the bullet tip and then just go over the lines there. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go in with the light. You might want to bring it a little bit this way if you can, to just so people can see you, because sometimes we go off screen.
Oh man.
You're good. So cute to watch you coloring. How long has it been? How many years since you've colored something?
Oh.
Actually, you and Amelia colored together.
All right, so not using that one?
Yeah, so you're going to use a brush tip, and you're just going to color so you're blending in the darker lines. Hello, Maureen. Yeah, Brenda, it's super cute to watch him coloring. Very nice. Selena said you're going to win today, so I wonder if you're like...
No, I messed up.
No, you're good. We're going to cut it out anyways. Okay. So then we're going to use the pool party. So this is the darker pool party, and same thing. We're just going to use the kind of markings on the image.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just actually kind of outlining the bottom here. Okay.
Okay.
And then while you do that, I'm going to go in with the light here. So you use the brush to kind of color the larger parts of your subject. And then here, just where, I don't know what these are called. What are those called? Do you know?
No.
Do you know the parts of a snail?
No, I don't.
Okay, what are these long things called that the eye's attached to? I really don't. I don't even want to guess because I'm going to embarrass myself here. So if anybody knows the body parts of a snail and can tell us what that's called, that would be great. So use the brush tip first for, use the brush, let the other end to color.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So then I'm going to take the bullet or the pointy tip of the real red, and I'm just going to color in this heart here. Nicely done. And then go flip to the other tip. Eyeball holders, Denise. Yes, Maureen, I have my hubby here today. And Carrie, thank you for the inspiration. I was messaging Carrie yesterday to be like, I don't know what we should stamp today. Should we do Valentine cards? And Carrie said, do Valentine cards for the kids.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, this is Carrie's inspiration. Okay, so you're going to take this. Mm-hmm. Can you all see Raheem? Yes, you can all see his hands, right? Just want to make sure you guys can see both of us. So you're going to take that pointy tip and just color in. I've never noticed how upright you hold your markers. Okay, so then, that's the occupational therapist in me. Okay, so then I'm just going to go in with the light So Saffron and just, again, go on the lines here and just create an outline, and then we're going to color it in with the light. So I might have said light. We're going in with the dark, and then we're going to blend with the light. And that's it for the coloring. Do I have the light here? Yeah. No, I have the dark. Note to self, don't open all your markers together at the same time because you will mix up the counts. Okay. Looks good. All right. So I think we're ready to cut these out. And so this time I'm going to actually bring in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine because it's far less bulky than the larger one. Raheem has not used this before. This is Mama Had a Baby. Okay, so we're going to take our little platform and we're going to put this down here. And then we're going to take the die. So the die says the stamp says you've got mail, but we are not going to use that one. We're not going to use that sentiment. We're going to use actually a different sentiment. So all you do is you're just going to lay that down. And actually, let's see if this stays. Yeah. And then we're just going to roll it through. This little tool is so cute and so lightweight, but it does a really good cutting job. So there's nothing lost in the actual way that it works. So you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can place that. A little bit lower down. Yeah. There we go.
2 cups of coffee.
2 cups
and jittery.
That's good. Okay. All right. So you can hold that there. Yeah. You can hold it up here. Yeah. What do you think?
It's easy.
It's easy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So there we go. We've got our snails colored and cut, and we are now going to do some assembling. So I'm going to move these dies out of the way. And the next thing you're going to do is use your blending. We're going to use our blending brush. Okay. So we need that little postage stamp thing. And if you could pass me that piece of paper, that scrap paper underneath, the white grid paper.
Oh, the white grid.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And we're going to do some blending on the back of our little postage stamp thing. Okay. So I'm teaching Raheem all sorts of new things today. Are you doing okay so far?
I think so.
You're still mad at me about telling that story. Okay, so this is the one that I use for my greens and my blues. I probably should get separate ones for each. So when you're just gonna dab it into the, feel this actually, the side of it.
Nice.
Nice, eh?
Yeah.
So you're just gonna tap that onto your paper and just create a very slight, you're just gonna go in like light circular motions. It's always easier to add ink than to take away. So you just don't, you wanna use a kind of a light hand when you first start. And we're just creating almost like this haze, this beautiful kind of shaded look behind this, where the snail is going to go. Okay? Tap first onto here, yeah. You're just removing some of the ink so you don't get blotches, yeah? Just keep going.
Yeah?
Yeah. You can go even press a little bit harder.
I got it, I think.
Okay, go again. Tap it first onto your paper, yeah. You see it now? It's very faint.
Yeah, a little bit, not too much. All right.
Yeah, I can see it on yours.
One more time, or?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
All right.
Good. So what I would do is just kind of keep blending a little bit to the outside here.
Okay.
Just so you can see it and you won't cover it with your snail. Okay. So I think we are probably ready to start putting our our card together. I did realize though that I missed cutting a piece of, you know what? I missed cutting a piece of cardstock for this layer here. So on my original, I had a white layer, which should measure 3 1/8 by 4 5/8. 3 1/8 by 4 5/8. There we go. I'll go grab another piece of white cardstock after. So 3 1/8. So see what I mean? When we're stamping together, you get to see everything done twice. 4 5/8. All right. Okay, so now we're going to start to put this together. People are saying, nicely done, Raheem.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Denise says you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's get all of these little doodads out of the way. And then we're going to start to assemble. So, do you remember how to use Stampin' Seal?
It's a trick question, right?
We might have to get actually a different glue. So you're going to hold it at an angle like this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And just do that. And then we're just going to stick it down onto, I'm committing now. I'm using the yellow side.
All right, this is mine.
Hold on, but I've cut this. Did I cut these the same? Maybe I need to take off 1/8 of an inch. This is real life stamping, guys. Like, I don't get it right every time, so I have to modify and change things, and that's okay. So let's take off 1/8 of an inch here. Sorry. Okay. Now it should be good to go.
All right. Go in here?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
this?
Yep. Exactly.
Is that coming up?
Oh, sorry. It is the wrong way. Perfect. And then turn, yeah. Yeah.
This way?
Yeah, turn it.
All right.
Okay, and then you can stick it down. Then we're not going to put it on, yes. Oh, sorry. You're going to stick it onto here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're not going to put it onto our card yet because we're going to wrap some twine around, and I can help you with this part.
Okay.
You good? Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's okay. Looks pretty good, don't you think? So I can help you with this bow because I feel like, I mean, you can certainly try it. You want to try it? To tie the bow?
No, I'll take your help.
All right. Okay. So we're just going to tie that around, and I'm going to help Raheem with his, because with this twine, it's harder to do when you have bigger hands. Okay. All right, so we will put this down. So you guys know I always ask, because I changed the cards up a little bit, we always ask at the end which, you know, if it's a different pattern of paper or a different color, then we always ask for your opinion about what you liked, okay? So start thinking about which pattern you might like, or which one kind of speaks to you. Okay, so I'm going to use this here. This is the liquid glue, and I'm going to stick this down. So use a light hand, like don't squeeze too hard. And then we're going to put that down onto the card here. So you guys can see how this is starting to come together, right? Like it's a pretty cool and easy layout to do. Yeah, so you're going to put it kind of centered in the border. Can you push it forward a little bit? Yeah. A little bit high. Like it's a bit too high. Sorry. So you want to just pull that down a little bit. And then because it's liquid glue, you have time to move it around. But are you happy with where it's sitting?
Yeah.
Okay, so then just press it down. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we're going to use our dimensionals. So we're going to put 4 on the back of the little postage stamp piece. Yours is right here. Okay. So what do you guys think so far? How are we doing? We are a mess here. I'm looking at the screen here, and we are a hot mess. Raheem knows my stamping area is never clean when I'm stamping. Okay, and then where are our snails? You good?
I think so. All right.
Okay. So go ahead, stick this down here.
Right here?
So yeah, I've just done mine like that.
Right here?
Yep.
All right.
Is it off?
A little bit.
Okay, hold on, don't press down so hard. So you can just take it and move it a little bit. Awesome. So as long as you don't leave it down for too long. So now you're gonna do your snail.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna stick that here. I really am liking the yellow actually on here. Okay, so we need some audience assistance here. So I've got, well, maybe I don't need much help because I can't find my yellow heart, but Raheem is gonna need some help deciding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we've got some little hearts cut out. I've got Pool Party and Real Red. Raheem's got 3. Which 2 colors do you think Raheem should use on his card? People are saying, good job, Raheem. Great job. Okay. So while you guys are deciding which 2 heart colors he should put on his card. So I've got 2 on mine. I'm only going to go with the Pool Party and the Real Red. And you can help Raheem decide. What did I do with the liquid glue? Here we go. Okay, so I'll start to stick these down.
Red and yellow.
Red and yellow, okay.
And he said red and yellow.
All right, so you're going to use these 2 then.
All right.
And I'll use these 2. Okay. And our sentiment, I think, is going to be yellow too. What's that?
Okay, I can just choose this?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Are your hands still jittery?
Okay. Wait, right here?
Well, you can do them wherever you want. I put mine like this. Yeah. And then you can do the red. Move your card up a bit, Raheem. Denise is saying. Okay. This is Raheem so far. Yeah, that's good.
Anywhere?
Yeah, wherever you want. Looks cute. Okay. Maybe it needs a bit more glue. Or just to be pressed down. Okay. So now we're going to stamp our sentiment. And so the sentiment that I've used is Hi Valentine. This is from our January Paper Pumpkin kit, which actually coordinated with the snail suite. It actually has a little snail in the stamp set. And so I loved the font on this, and I felt like it went really well for this card. So all I'm doing here is I'm just going to ink this up, and I'm going to stamp it on a scrap piece of paper here. You'll be seeing my head in the screen, I'm sure. And then I'm going to use my snips to cut this out. And I'm just going to trim kind of to the size of the sentiment. So I'm just going to, let me just cut this piece out, and Raheem can start stamping his. So just find a straight edge so that you only have to cut 3 sides. And you're going to ink it up and then stamp it at the bottom there. Denise says, woohoo, nailed it.
Snailed it?
Snailed it, yeah. Okay. All right, so then I'm just going to, so.
They're too high?
It is a little bit high. You'll just have to cut the bottom edge.
Okay.
So just cut around your sentiment now.
Cut around it?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what shape, really?
Well, so what I did was I cut kind of just I trimmed the sentiment. So cut a big piece off right now so that it's easier for you to move.
Yeah.
Move onto the screen.
All right.
Okay. So now, do you want me to help you with this?
Sure.
Okay. So you're just going to trim. This is just when you have a small sentiment. You don't need to like do any kind of die cutting or anything. You just trim to the size of the sentiment like that.
Awesome.
Okay, so it's maybe not perfectly straight, but it works. Okay, so we're going to use dimensionals for this, or mini dimensionals. So you're just going to take a mini off of the sheet and then stick it to the right side of the sentiment. So where the, like kind of where the Valentine word would be.
On the left then.
And then just stick it down. So peel it off after you've stuck it onto your, yes, you're going kind of right here.
So here?
Here.
Oh, yeah.
That's a little bit far. There.
Okay.
Okay, so the reason we do that is because your snail is already popped up on dimensionals.
Got it.
So you don't want more dimensionals here because it's going to just be 2 popped up. So you want that dimensional to land here so that it's even.
Right here.
Move it over so that your dimensional lands on the white. Yeah. 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 Looks good.
Perfect.
All right, so we've got our cards mostly done. Now we're just going to add some embellishments. Now, these are one of my favorite embellishments in the new mini catalog. They're called resin hearts, and you get 150, so 75 of each color. And so I'm going to put, I think I'm going to put just red ones on my, actually no, I'll still do one of each. So I'm going to do one red. There's like hearts all over this. Our kids will be feeling the love big time. I'm trying to think of how our 14-year-old will feel about this card. But I ordered him a really cool custom cookie, so I don't think he'll even, I don't think he'll mind what's on the card, really. Okay, so do you want to peel these off and then stick a couple? So on this one here, I did a white and a red. Okay. So leave it flat on the surface. Okay. And use the pointy part of your scissors. Yeah. Oh. Use your other hand to just push it onto the tip if it's not lifting.
All right.
What happened here? We are like all crooked. Did you get one?
I got one.
Okay. If it's easier, just use your fingers. Okay. So what's everybody eating for the Super Bowl tonight? Or are you guys even watching? We've got some football fans in our house, so we are thinking about fried chicken, not the healthiest option. We try and eat healthy through the week. Actually, even on the weekends we try, but today is one of those days. I'm not cooking. We're going to order in some fun stuff. So here you go, my friends. Here are the 3 different cards. This one's Raheem's with the Bermuda Bay background. This one is the one that I did on this video with the Daffodil Delight, or the yellow background. And then this is the one with some little elements of pink on it. So tell us which one is your fave. And we would love to hear from you. So now we've got cards for all 3 of our kids. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you know what I didn't do is, sorry, you guys are going to have to look at that for a second while I grab our white cardstock for the insert. So we're not done yet. sneaky. I thought you were going to write a note to me to be like, I don't know, subtly tell me something. Can you guys see? Can you see what Raheem just put on the screen? It's not a competition.
It kind of is.
Are you going to brag about it if they choose yours? Denise is having pizza, salt and vinegar chips. Oh,
nice.
Yeah, and white wine. That sounds good. Chips. What are you having today? Snack-wise.
Snack-wise?
Are we making nachos?
I'm not sure. We'll see.
Okay, so Raheem, he wrote it in really faint pen, so I don't even know if you can see it, but he's doing a little bit of a campaign here. What does it say? See?
Yeah, you can see that.
It says, choose mine. Okay. All right, so here, for the insert, we had to use this cute little mushroom, so I'm just going to go with the red because, you know, our card is red. Oh, thank you, Barb. You know what? It is kind of nice. For those of you that are kind of new to stamping and are like, oh, would my husband ever do this? Or my husband would never do this. It's been a long time coming. It's been 8 years since I've been stamping. So do you want to do that on the inside of your card? Or do you want to leave it blank?
No, I like that.
Yeah? It's been a long time coming, and it was completely Raheem's idea. He knows that this is me doing these Facebook Lives, especially when I first started. Here, flip it over. You get a do-over.
Awesome.
Yeah. When I first started doing my Facebook Lives, Raheem knows that this used to make me really nervous, and I would get like super anxious. And so I think it was just his way of kind of supporting me with it. But it ended up being really entertaining, and people loved it. And so that's how it's happened. But don't get it twisted. It's not like he stamps with me every day during the week. He's like, you go do your thing, and I'll be up here on my computer or on watching TV. Okay, so this is our insert, just to coordinate, and because there are cute stamps in this set, why not, right? You could also just put a strip of designer series paper. You could stamp and cut out another snail.
Did I do this wrong?
No, you did it right, but flip it over. Yeah. And then, yep, that's just the inside of your card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then just shift it down a little bit. Yeah. Hold on. You got to look at the edges to see. So once you start to stick down one edge, that will kind of give you a clue as to whether the rest of it's going to be straight.
Right.
You nailed it. You snailed it. Looks so good.
Cool.
Okay, so let's see what people are saying. Raheem, because he snailed it, and he used yellow and red for the hearts. So you listen to Denise, and yeah. So these are our cards. We think they're pretty cute, don't we?
They're fun.
Do you have a fave? You're going to pick yours, obviously.
Yeah.
I think I like the one with the pink. Okay, we're going to flip the camera back so we can say bye, and then we'll wish you a really good day. Just 1 second. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so there he is. For those of you who had joined us a bit later, there's Raheem. And we want to thank you guys for joining us today. We had a really good time crafting with all of you. And I'll be back here on Wednesday at 8:30 with another fun crafting video. If you guys have requests, or if there are techniques or bundles or things you want to see in the catalog, just send me a message and I will do my best to oblige. And I think Raheem we'll see. I don't know. He might be mad at me for like airing out some of our stories, but we'll see if he'll join me again maybe next month, right? Maybe next month. Yeah. So maybe we'll do the first Sunday of each month. Is today the first Sunday? Today's the first Sunday. Yeah. Okay. So that might be our new schedule, is the first Sunday of each month. And we'll have another fun little crafting with Raheem and Zara video for you guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great rest of your day and a wonderful week ahead, and stay safe. And we will see you all soon. Bye for now.